Well, hi everyone, and welcome to Community Journal.
It's so nice to be back.
It sure is. It's been since March, the middle of March, I think, hasn't
Yes,
it?
it has.
It has. And why are we sitting less than 10 feet away here?
Well, as you can see, we're certainly not socially distanced and we're not wearing our masks. But that's because Jack and I live in a bubble, and we have for 47 years.
Yeah, we,
We
we,
hope you're watching your bubbles too.
we've been bubbling for 47
Yes,
years.
we have. But seriously, we are certainly socially distanced from our loyal cameraman Vic over there, and he has his mask on. And anytime anyone comes in the room and comes any closer to us than 6 feet, of course, we have our masks by our side, and we will put them on, right, Jack?
Oh, you got that right, Eileen. That's
All
very,
right.
very true. And we've got quite a bit on the show here this week.
We do,
And
yes.
we'll start it off with a rather important announcement because there's been some confusion about the real estate taxes and how they're being paid this year. The second quarter real estate taxes are due November 2nd. The second quarter real estate tax and personal property tax are due November 2nd, 2020. The payment remittance stub was included in your first quarter bill. If you have misplaced it, you can find the amount due online at, oh my goodness, this is a
Go
very,
for it.
go for it, https forward slash forward slash www dot harwich ma.gov forward slash treasurer town. Why don't you just call town hall? There's no way you're going to copy all of this. Call town hall, call the collector's office at 508 430 7501. That's 508 430 7501. Staff can also be emailed with any questions. So, and the email address is a lot easier. It's www.harwich-ma.gov forward slash treasurer town dash collector. So, it sounds complicated, but it really isn't.
No, no, it's just that the two bills came in the one envelope and they were attached to each other.
Right, right. So, just a call to town hall if you are confused to straighten it out.
Yes, and who isn't confused these days? I live in a state of confusion.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, for all of you creative folks out there, we have a contest, Community Journal Naming. We are looking for public input on renaming the Community Journal show. So put your creative hats on and think about a nice, and be kind, a nice name for the show. We will gather all the suggestions and do a Facebook survey to choose a new name. You can send your suggestions to this email. Everything is lowercase and no spacing. J Goodwin, Goodwin, at town.harwich.ma.us. I'll say that again. J Goodwin at town.harwich.ma.us.
Very good.
Looking forward to seeing all of your suggestions.
Yeah, that ought to be interesting to see what comes back. That ought to be interesting. Our first clip today, the little library, the Chase Library, over there in West Harwich, is really a great place to go. And Patty Torek and Claire Grandone is going to take us there. They're going to take us there to show us exactly what's available at the Chase Library. So let's take a look.
Hello, this is Dinah Lane with Channel 18. It's so nice to be here. Today I am with people from the Chase Library, which is really a great, great library in Harwich, as you all know. And I just wanted to check in with them about the things they've been doing this summer and all the things that they plan for the future. So I'm here with Claire Gradone, who is the executive director. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
And I'm also here with Patty Torek, who is the president of the board. And they both, of course, are very involved in everything that goes on there. So Patty, I understand you would like to tell us first about a very special award that the Chase Library received.
I would. Chase Library last January submitted an application for a competitive matching grant to the 1772 Foundation and Preservation Massachusetts. So in April, we received word that we had been selected to receive one of the matching grants, which is a pretty big deal for us because that's statewide recognition. So our grant provided funds, which we matched in order to have the exterior of our library scraped, painted, some minor repairs done to shingles and some rotting boards. And so the whole exterior of the library and the trim was painted. And we also are having our dormer window, which is up really high and we know has one broken pane of glass, evaluated and then repaired. So that's a really big deal, and we were thrilled to get that.
That's
We
wonderful.
at town meeting received a community preservation act grant. So our 110-year-old original door will be restored and repaired and set so that it will be preserved for many, many years forward. That will happen either this fall or early next spring, depend on the preservationists' workload. And we're really, really pleased with that.
That's great. So you're putting a new face on things.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our door won't sag anymore. It won't be like swelling in the summer and sticking in the winter and all sorts of
That's
things.
great.
So we're very happy with that. And part of the problem with the door listing was the book drop that was on the back of the door. So we have been able to reach a goal of purchasing a freestanding exterior book drop, which will help with the door, but it will also help us and has already helped us in this era of COVID-19 because people can slide their books in the book drop and then we take them out once and get them into quarantine.
Okay.
So we've had some really good things happening.
It certainly sounds that way. So Claire, can you talk a little bit about what the process is for people to check books out these days? How did it go this summer and how's it going now? And what's your expectation for the future?
Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, the library was closed due to COVID from March 15th to July 7th. But on July 7th, we got going. We ordered a lot of new books and we started curbside pickup. Unfortunately, our space is too small to allow patrons to come in to browse right now. So we're trying to do our best to provide service to our patrons with curbside pickup. We're open Tuesdays from 10 to 12 and Saturdays also from 10 to 12. And we suggest that people check our website, which is chase.library.com, and check out the new books that we have purchased. They are listed on our website. We also have more books than that. We suggest that people call us or email us at chaselibrary, capital W, capital H, @gmail.com, request their books. We'll pack them up for them, select books for them. If they just want a couple of good mysteries, we'd be glad to do that for them and put them out on the front porch for pickup. But our times open are limited. They're Tuesday and Saturday from 10 to 12. So I would suggest that people get their book orders in. We have waiting lists, but they're not as long as clams. So if you're looking for something, check with us, please, because we're likely to have the book available for you. We also just want to thank our patrons. It was a long stretch that we were closed, and now that we're open, they can't come into the library. So we really do thank them for their patience, but we do have to keep the library providing service under COVID restrictions. So we're doing the best that we can, and we're glad to see our patrons, even if it's just waving through the screen door. It looks at this point like we will probably continue curbside through the winter, depending, of course, on the COVID activities on the Cape. So that's kind of what we're planning.
Okay. I know that people are often interested and sometimes concerned about how the books are actually kept clean. And Patty, I think you were going to say a little bit about that process.
Yes. So when we first began and reopened in July, the prevailing wisdom at the time was to quarantine books for 3 days. The scientists did a test. They took a single book copy, they sprayed it with COVID, and then they let it sit there and they waited. And after 72 hours, it appeared to have dissipated. But libraries don't put a single book on a shelf for quarantining. We don't have that kind of room. We stack the books. So this same group did a second test run with stacked books. And they, early September, they came out with a new study that said that even after 6 days, books that were stacked in a quarantine area still had evidence of the COVID virus. So they suggested that quarantine last a minimum of 7 full days. In the case of Chase Library, if you drop your book off on a Tuesday and we put it in quarantine at noon on Tuesday, we don't take it out on the following Tuesday. We take it out the Saturday after that. So in Chase's world, the quarantine period is really 10 days. And while it's a little problematic for patrons who want to get their hands on the latest and greatest book, all of our patrons are fairly elderly or getting there, and all of our volunteers are as well. So erring on the side of caution is where we have decided to be. So I know it's a long wait, but that's how it has to be right now.
Yes, yes, and it is, of course, very important to err on the side of caution. I thought you were going to say, because most of your patrons are elderly and the volunteers are, you have learned the art of patience. Clearly, this requires on everybody's part.
How true, Dinah, how true.
So in any case, it sounds like you're being very careful and people have nothing to fear and a lot to enjoy and gain by getting in touch with you. And I know you've always had such personalized service that I know you'll continue with that even in the current circumstances. So Claire, finally, I'd like to just talk a little bit about what winter activities you may have. I know you've often had book talks and other things going on at the library, and I'm sure people will be interested to know if there's any way that they can access such things this year.
Well, obviously, COVID has limited what we can do. We can't do any, great luncheons in restaurants or even have programs in the library. But we do intend to do 3 Zoom programs, one in January, one in February, and one in March. We're hoping to get some local authors, but with Zoom, we're not even limited to local authors. So we're exploring getting some authors and also doing some different programs like a gardening program or scrapbooking or something like that that we could do via Zoom. So I'm taking suggestions from my volunteers and anybody else that has a great suggestion for a program, and we will have our schedule published by mid-November.
Great, and that will appear on your website as well as Facebook?
That will appear both on website and Facebook.
Okay, well, it sounds like people can access you quite easily. And as you say, you don't have to limit yourself to local authors, nor does the audience need to be local, which is really great. So people who may not be in Harwich in the winter can still get a touch of what you're doing here at Chase, which is great.
Absolutely. And we also don't need to stick to the library open schedule. So we will probably be offering some evening programs too.
Excellent, excellent. So something for everyone, I'm sure. So thanks again so much for joining me in this format.
Thank you.
And I really look forward to some of the things you have going on this year. Again, this is Dinah Lane for Channel 18. Thanks so much.
Well, that was a great interview by Dinah with Patty and Claire. And if you notice, they were using the latest technology in order to pull that off.
I
And
know.
it looked just so flawless. They did a great job. So thanks to Dinah and Patty and Claire for bringing us up to date. They're just very well done.
Yes. Well, while we're on the subject of libraries, Brooks Free Library has an announcement they'd like me to tell you about. The Brooks Free Library is open. The library is currently offering both contactless curbside pickup as well as grab and go inside hours. For those who prefer contactless pickup, you can call the library to place holds on select books, DVDs, audiobooks, and more from the online catalog. Curbside pickup is available Monday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and Friday from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Once your holds are available, just schedule an appointment to pick up your items from the curbside table outside the library. During grab and go inside hours, you are invited to come in to browse the first floor, select materials in person, and pick up available holds. Grab and go inside hours are 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Tuesday and Saturday, and 3 to 7 p.m. on Thursday. Inside hours will be expanded the week of November 16th, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday, and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday. But that's just for the week of November 16th right now. For more information, please call 508-430-7562 extension 1 or visit the library's website, brooksfreelibrary.org. That's an easy one.
Yes, it is.
Yes, all lowercase letters and no spaces, brooksfreelibrary.org.
Very good. And again, they're doing just marvelous work.
Yes, they
given
are.
the restrictions.
All libraries are.
And this might be a good time to note, if you notice, we've got just a beautiful facility here, and it has all been sanitized with the staff here at the community center. And,
Yes, right down to the remotes and the
right down to
headphones.
the remotes, the headphones, the mics, everything. So we really appreciate that.
Yes,
very,
thank you,
very
Jamie
much.
and Caleb.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. The Habitat for Humanity of Cape Cod has applications available for 6 affordable homes for purchase. They're going to be built on Murray Lane, 93 to 97 Main Street in Harwich. There are 2 and 3 bedroom homes, and workshops will be virtual using Zoom on your computer or phone. To sign up and receive the link and password, you send an email to marianne@habitatcapecod.org. And you need to have a paper application to look at during the workshop and specify which date you choose. So let's see, the Saturday, October 24th, there's a workshop. Let's see, Monday, November 2nd, Tuesday, November 10th, and Wednesday, November 18th.
And they have the hours there too,
And yeah, the hours, I don't see them, oh yeah, 10 a.m.
on October 24th.
Yeah, and 2 p.m. on Monday, the November 2nd, 9 a.m. November 10th, and 11 a.m. November 18th. If you have any questions, you can call or have an application mailed to you, and you call 508-362-3559, and that's the Habitat office. So the application deadline, by the way, is Tuesday, December 1st. So, and the lottery itself will be held in the winter of 2021. So there is time, but it is getting short.
Yes, and very exciting too.
Yes, it is.
Great opportunity.
Now, of course, during this time, it's been really difficult for Carolyn in the community center, but boy, she just keeps things rolling.
Yes,
And,
she does.
So she's going to give us an update of what's going on now at the community center. So let's take a look.
Hello, this is Dinah Lane from Harwich, Channel 18. And I have Carolyn Carey here joining me today. She is, of course, the executive director of the Community Center in Harwich and the Cultural Center as well. So, Carolyn, it's great to see you.
Great to be seeing you as well. This is a new way to see you, but I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah. So I know you have things going on there at the center. You're there, I believe, in your office. So,
I am.
so
I am.
clearly you're back to business in some form or another, and I'd like to know exactly what form that's taking.
Sure. We actually have been back for quite some time. We have been able to bring people in. We've worked very hard to make sure that people coming in are safe, and we are following the regulations both from the local government and our own Board of Health. The health director has been phenomenal in coming over to check everything that we're doing prior to having people in. So my quick synopsis of what's here is groups and organizations who have under 10 members can meet in our activity rooms. Groups and organizations who have up to 25, depending on the setup, can meet in our multi-purpose room. And small events with groups, for instance, a basketball that has 5 on each side can meet in the gym, but they can't have large events in there. And they're still required in everything I just said. We're still social distancing and wearing masks. I'm in my office right now, so I don't have mine on, but throughout the building, you'll see all of the staff walking around with their masks on. When people do come, when you go into your activity room, you will see that there are clipboards for everyone to sign in. That way, if we have to do any contact tracing, we have the information of who was in the building.
Yes, yes.
There's only one door open. I know, I'm telling you so much, I'm sorry, but everyone comes in through the front door so that we can make sure that you're answering those typical questions that you answer everywhere you go. Do you feel well? Do you have a fever? Have you traveled? Same kind of things. We're checking that out. And I must say, I think it's going really well. The public has been great to work with us, and we're excited about that.
Okay, wonderful. So you have, let's see, you have some things coming up for Halloween, I'm assuming. I know you always do a lot for Halloween, and perhaps it's been cut back a little this year, but maybe you can let us know what you have in mind.
I sure will. Thank you. So we're sad we can't do our big event here, but we're excited because we have reinvented ourselves. And I think that's what the year of 2020 is. It's about reinventing and reimagining what we can be. So we are having a drive-through Halloween. So you come in your costume with whatever adults are taking you, and there will be several stations. You'll see very large display signs from the police. It's set up a lot like the Fluke clinic, if any parents went through the Fluke clinic, where you drive in one way, and there'll be several stops along the way, and you can opt out of some stops. For instance, we're very fortunate that Dairy Queen is providing dilly bars, but if that's not something that you want for your family on that night, you don't have to go through that line. There's another way for you to get out.
Wow.
We're very excited. The community, I am so amazed at how much this community does for each other, and to make sure that the children are having a phenomenal Halloween. We had some donors who gave us very, very large gifts personally, and we've had stores and communities, shops that have given donations. Our own police department helped us with coloring books, and we're actually partnering with Ring Brothers this year, and they're going to be their very own station, so you'll get a bag from them as well.
Nice. And what are the hours of that?
Thank you for asking. We never have an end time because we only can make a certain amount of bags. So we start at 5:30, and we are making more bags than we've ever made before.
Wow.
But I know when we did something similar at Easter, we were down to the very last one. So it's a pretty quick event because people are just driving through. But at least we'll get to look at everyone's costumes, and they'll get some treats. And inside the bag, there's a lot of good stuff, not just candy, but plenty of candy. So it's exciting.
It is. It is. It sounds like a very festive occasion. So
yes, yes.
Great. That's great.
Thanks.
Well, that'll be very nice for the kids because, of course, it is going to be a different year for them.
It is. Yep. And so they'll just have to let us know how many in their car, and each child will get a bag for that car. So we're
And everything
excited.
will be clearly marked, of course, so that when they drive in, they'll know exactly how to go and where to go and so forth.
Correct. And we also try and clearly mark if there is, we have a lot of kids in the community who have some allergies, gluten-free allergies, those kind of things. We try and clearly mark and separate the bags so that the cars and the drivers will just have to tell us, and we'll tell them if it's something we can't. A lot of what we get, almost 90% this year, is all donated. So we don't, people will donate peanut M&Ms. I know peanuts a big allergy, so we can't guarantee there's not peanuts in it. So we just ask that before they partake of anything, they check with the adult that brought them.
Okay, so safety all around.
Safety.
Safety is the name of the game this year, for sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
Do you want to just say something briefly about the cultural center and whether that's up and running, or what is actually the status of that, since I have you
Sure.
here?
I sure will. Cultural Center is back up and operational. We have all of our renters back in. We're interviewing we have 2 open studios right now, and we've been in the process of interviewing, but as you know, we have a wait list, so it's not going to be hard to fill.
Yeah.
What's hard is deciding on who gets to go in there. But you can call for an appointment over to the Cultural Center. But all of our renters are back and making beautiful art and adding to the economic development of our town and running classes for students. We have stitchology going on. Again, everything we do has been vetted through the health director, so we're pretty pleased with how it's going.
But there are in-person classes occurring.
Yes.
With social distancing and masks.
Exactly. And if they want more information, just jump on the website and check it out, or give us a call.
Yes. Okay. Well, it's great to know things are getting back into business here. And
Thank you.
there's always so much going on, and you're so busy all the time. So this is great.
It is. I know I don't have much time, but can I just mention about our passports really quickly?
Oh, yes, please do. How to sign up, and particularly for the weight room. We were going to talk about that as well.
I know. You know me, I could talk forever. Jamie's probably tapping her watch. But quickly, just so people know, we are resuming doing passports, and that is by appointment only. The community center is currently open Monday through Fridays. Our weight room opens at 6 in the morning like it always has, but the building closes at 4. So we do passport appointments from 9 to 3, and you do need to call for that. And I only mention it because if you are thinking about getting your passport, please know that the turnaround time has increased dramatically, and it's somewhere around 10 weeks for your passport, where it used to be 3 and 4. You can expedite, but that's 4 to 6 weeks. So just keep that in mind if you're getting ready to travel or thinking about it, or your passport's going to expire. Just give yourself a little time. So
okay.
That's my passport, and you can call the community center front desk for an appointment time.
Yes, and people in general should not just show up for anything. They should also make a plan with you.
It's difficult. Right, we're still complying with all of the guidelines, so it's hard to just show up. But call us, and we're happy to get you through, or find where you need to go, or find a spot for you to come in.
Okay.
Which brings me to the weight room. Perfect segue.
Yes.
The weight room is back up and opened. We did get approval from the selectmen to offer refunds in a way of putting the credit on people's accounts who were not able to finish out the year last year.
Okay.
So I know that sounds a little confusing, but we do that by appointment as well.
Okay.
So you
and if people have questions about, what their situation is, they can call you and talk it out.
Absolutely. We're happy to go through it with everyone.
Okay.
But we're definitely making sure that that remains on your account, so that when you feel comfortable, whether it's now or in January or a little later, that you'll still have that money on your account, and you can use it towards your weight room membership.
Right. And going forward, you're just going to be doing monthly signups. Is that right? And it's
correct. So it's $15 a month. Right.
Okay.
And we, the times that you can come in, just quickly for everybody, is we have a 6 to 7:30 time frame, and it's 6 people per time frame.
Okay.
Then we have a half-hour cleaning time in between where we do a thorough clean and a fogging of our room. Then it's 8 to 9:30, 10 to 11:30, 12 to 1:30, and 2 to 3:30. And those are all posted on our website too.
And is that a different space than the previous weight room? Have you moved?
Thanks for asking. So we've separated some of the pieces out and put them in what used to be the game room.
Yes.
And then we've taped off some pieces of equipment so that it can be enough social distance, because as you're all aware, when you're in a weight room, you have to have more than just the 6 feet of distance.
Right.
So
And people need to wear masks if they're exercising as well. Is that right?
yes.
Yes.
Yep. Yep. And if they have any questions on that, just give us a call.
Okay. Yep. Very good. And
You. This has been great. Thank you for letting me do this. I really appreciate it. I miss being on Channel 18.
well, you're going to be.
I know it.
Here we go. And it's very nice. Thank you so much for all the information, Carolyn. And thanks for
Thank
everything you
you.
do. Yep. This is Dinah Lane at Channel 18. Thanks so much.
Well, great job with Carolyn and Dinah, and again, the split screen technology is really paying off.
Yes, it
just,
is.
It just is wonderful. It really is. And for those of you that have not gotten your flu shot yet, and we would hope that you have gotten it by now, but if you haven't, there is going to be a flu clinic for Harwich residents, and it's a drive-through clinic, and pre-registration is required, and you can call 508-430-7509. That's 508-430-7509, or you can email health@town.harwich.ma.us. Now, when is the flu clinic? Well, it's going to be on October 29th from 2 to 4 p.m. That's October 29th from 2 to 4 p.m. and it'll be right here at the community center, and it's open to Harwich residents, and you can stay in your car and get a flu shot.
Yes.
So I'd say that's pretty good.
They're not
And,
offering the senior
No, they're not
dose.
offering the
Yeah.
senior, but hey, a flu shot is better than no flu shot.
you
So
go, Jack.
again, the 29th of October from 2 to 4, but you do have to pre-register.
Yes, it's important.
Very much so.
Yes. And I'm glad that they're holding that, because I am hearing that the flu shot is scarce and hard
Yes,
to get right now.
yes,
So,
that's true.
yeah, if you haven't gotten it, remember, October 29th. Okay, I have an announcement from the Kiwanis Club. With the frost showing up on the pumpkins, it is time to start bundling up. The Lower Cape Kiwanis Club will be collecting socks this weekend, Friday, October 23rd through Sunday, October 25th, for distribution through local charitable organizations to those in need. New, clean socks for adults and children will be collected in boxes around Harwich. The boxes will be put out Friday morning at the following locations: Murphy's General Store, 540 Route 28, Harwichport; the Seal Pub and Cafe, 703 Main Street, Harwich Center; Harwich Paint and Decorating, 181 Route 137, East Harwich; and East Harwich Fire Station, Route 39 in East Harwich. So if you can, please donate some new clean socks for adults and children. They're needed.
Socks are so important.
I
and,
know, they are.
Yeah, they really are. And people are so thankful when they get socks. Those that can't, for some reason or another can't afford them, or they're in a place. Sometimes they send them, and so it's really nice that they're doing that.
Yes, it is.
Our next clip is a place that has remained very, very busy during all of this pandemic, and that's the Family Pantry. Such an important place. Christine Menard, of course, the director down there, still does a wonderful job. We're going to find out more about it. Let's take a look at now what's going on at the Family Pantry.
Hello, this is Dinah Lane from Channel 18 in Harwich, and I am talking today with Chris Menard of the Family Pantry. And it's so great to see you, Chris.
Hi, Dinah. It's nice to see you too.
So I know you have a lot of things going on as always, but it's even busier this year. So you have some changes, and I know you'd like to share some of those changes with us. You want to just tell us how things are going over there and how people register and so forth?
Yes. So
Okay.
the pantry is open, has been open since the beginning of, well, we've never closed despite the pandemic. We have our current clients, obviously, but we're also encouraging new clients to come and become part of the family. It's very simple for a new client to sign up. We've removed all barriers, so you don't need any documentation. You would just come to us. The location is in Harwich on 133 Queen Anne Road. When you come, we will give you a very brief form. You'll fill that out. We'll give you a shopping list. You're going to fill out the shopping list, give it to one of our volunteers. The volunteers will take it in, shop for your groceries, and then wheel them out to the curbside so that nobody's coming in the pantry right now, only staff and volunteers. At the same time, we are going to continue with our Turkey Day, our annual Turkey Day. This year it's on November 22nd. The sign up for turkeys for the full turkey meal is through November 14th. So if you're an existing client, you can certainly get a turkey ticket and take part in that event. And if you're a new client, you can also indicate that you would like to be part of Turkey Day and get your full meal at that time. So everybody is welcome, and it's incredibly safe. We are really, really careful about all the CDC guidelines with masks and gloves and social distancing. And so we are quite confident that we can take care of the people that need us right now.
And that's registration before November 14th.
Yes, registration for Turkey Day
For
is
Turkey
November. Yes, for Turkey Day. Anybody can register as a new client on any day that we are open.
at any point.
Yes.
And what days do people pick up the food? How does that work?
So we are open on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Mhm.
On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're open 10 to 3:30. On Wednesdays, excuse me, I misspoke. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday and Thursday, 10 to 3:30.
Mhm.
Wednesdays and Fridays, 10 to 12. And then Thursday night, 5 to 7.
Okay, very good. So I know you also have the donation center. There's a change in that. It has to do with the Second Glance shop, right?
Yes, so we had to shut down all donations basically in the middle of March. And we just recently built and have now opened our new donation center, which is in the rear of our Second Glance thrift shop in West Harwich. On Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings from 8 to 10 in the morning, we are accepting gently, very gently used women's and men's clothing, as well as housewares and kitchenwares and artwork and jewelry and lamps and small working appliances. We are not accepting food or furniture right now due to the pandemic. But we're really happy to get the donations coming back in because that supports the Second Glance thrift shop, and that shop supports our food budget. So we are really happy to have, and that the shop opened back up in mid-July. We were closed for about 3 months. So everything is slowly coming back online, but so far so good.
And just to remind everybody that that is mostly staffed with volunteers. So really, all the money goes right into the operations for the Family
Yes,
Pantry.
we have 600 volunteers throughout our operation, and we have 3 full-time people. So virtually everything that we do is supported by volunteers.
Okay, good. And I think you already told about how people pick up their food. It's curbside and
Curbside.
it's all done very safely. And did you mention what it is that families receive in the way of food?
Yeah, so just to put it in a little bit of perspective, especially if you haven't ever visited a pantry before. First off, it's very welcoming. We are incredibly proud of how clean and how friendly, and we take great pride in what we offer. A family of 4 would receive 4 full bags of non-perishable groceries. Then they would get 2 more bags of perishable groceries. And then they would get yet another bag of proteins, meaning there's usually 6 to 8 different types of meats that you can choose. And then you also get your milk, your juice, your dairy, your cheese. So a family of 4 basically walks out with about 8 to 9 bags of full, big, brown bags of groceries to get them through. And they can come back and shop every 14 days.
Okay, so it's really every 2 weeks they're
Right.
able to access that amount of food, which is wonderful.
Yes.
It's really great. Okay, and you wanted to get the word out specifically about people who may be having a harder time than ever. Is that right?
And, so often the people find out about the pantries on the Cape through word of mouth. But if that is not your community, you have never had to use a pantry before, then it's very difficult for you to even know that we exist. And so we're trying very hard to come on shows like this so that people who might be watching knows that we are here and that we are very able to help. We have plenty of capacity. That, we could feed the Cape if we had to.
So nobody should go hungry.
Nobody should go hungry on Cape Cod when the Family Pantry is here. So if you're struggling, there's a lot of things you should be worried about right now, but food should not be one of them. So we would encourage everyone to come visit us. You can go to our website for all of this information. You can call us. And the website's very simple. It's just thefamilypantry.com. And all of this is right there. So we encourage you to please take the leap of faith and come visit us, and we can get you through this.
Yes, well, that's a wonderful message for everybody to hear. And really, really appreciate your coming on to talk about it.
My pleasure.
Yep. So you stay well.
Thank you.
And everyone around, and thanks again.
Thanks.
This is Dinah Lane from Channel 18. Thank you so much.
That was a great job by Christine and Dinah. And,
Yes, it was.
there are so many people that really need help with food, and
Yes.
it's unimaginable in this day and age. We have so many people going hungry, and thank
Especially
goodness.
with COVID and
Yeah.
loss of jobs.
And
Yeah.
thank goodness we have a wonderful family pantry down here.
We are blessed.
We are very, very blessed.
We are.
And we're also blessed to have the opportunity to have early voting.
Ooh, nice segue.
We do have early voting here in the town of Harwich, in-person early voting at Harwich Town Hall. And it's going on now, and it'll be going on until October 30th. So you have plenty of opportunity between now and the 30th of October. And the hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So there's no excuse. 7 days a week, and you can get down to the town hall and get your ballots in. So get out there and vote.
Yes,
I mean, that's
it's very important.
so important.
Yes.
So, well, folks, that is our show for this week. It is so great to be back with you again.
It certainly is. And please take care, stay safe.
And make sure you wear those masks where you're supposed to.
There you go. And socially distance.
That's right. Very good. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.